In the UK, London's main index has inched lower in the morning after companies including Pearson and Whitbread gave dismal trading updates. In fact, Pearson's share dropped 14% in early trade. Let's start the conversation with that with Juliana. Good afternoon, Juliana. Well, London-based education group Pearson says its 2019 performance was met, but the chief financial officer is leaving. What are the details of Pearson's results and why is the CFO exiting?
Good afternoon, Chimase. Well, Coram Williams, he's announced that he'll be taking a new job in Europe. And it depends on how you see things with Pearson. Some are saying that his departure as the chief financial officer is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, they definitely need to inject a fresh perspective. But on the other hand, they are worried, shareholders are worried that with his departure, it will lose the momentum to trying to get themselves out of this stagnant stage of publishing. Pearson's are one of the oldest British publishers that offer books, educational books around the world. They've been very honest in recent years, saying they have struggled to transition from being a print textbook provider to a digital provider. They have revised their full year-to-year profits this morning, and that sent shares, as you said, in early trading were down about 14%. Now it's down by about 10%. They did say that they had seen an increase in people transitioning from print to online. But the issue that they have is that digital is just much cheaper for students. And rather than buying a full text, they're subscribing or they're sharing their text analysis. And it's really difficult for Pearson to keep up with that. So they have announced that they do expect it to be the same difficulty in 2020. However, there is a light at the end of the tunnel because they still are in the process of their digital revitalisation. So there are a few more steps to take, and perhaps at the end of that transformation, they'll be back making those profits they were doing in their heyday.
Right, let's hope so. Anyway, news has it that the authorities in the UK are banning free bets and other incentives in order to make gambling safer. Can you flesh up this story for us?
Well, it's really interesting that gambling has been in the spotlight in the UK this year. We already spoke a couple of days ago on this show, Chimase, about debit credit cards. Credit cards will now be banned. If you're a problem gambler, you won't be able to use your credit card online from April the 22nd. And now the head of the NHS's mental health department has written to 5 of the biggest gambling outfits in the UK, saying that this gambling addiction is a huge problem. And they are not taking enough responsibility, that it appears to be the NHS that are taking the burden of Britain's 400,000 or more problem gamblers. Some of the issues that they say that they have seen when they speak to some reforming gambling addicts is that these gambling shops are offering too many incentives. Some of the incentives are, you come into our shop and you gamble, you get free football tickets. They're also trying to say that they shouldn't be streaming live games because people then sit in the stores all day. So they've laid out some measures that they think need to be taken. But as I said, gambling is a huge issue in this country. Even the top 40 football clubs in the UK, from the top 2 divisions, 22 of them are sponsored by gambling organisations. So it's something that the government has said that they are cracking down on, and the fact that it's topping the headline twice in the week seems as if they're serious about doing so.
All right, bring us up to speed with market update. Where are the markets this afternoon after the signing of the U.S.-China trade deal phase 1 yesterday in Washington?
Well, I must say, Chimay, the FTSE started off pretty muted this morning. It was down at early trading still down today. The FTSE all-share is down 0.37%. The FTSE 100 is down 0.41%, and the FTSE 250 is down 0.27%. That Pearson shares dive is really dragging the FTSE down. In currencies, the pound slightly up on the dollar by 0.17%, up on the euro by 0.08%, and up on the Japanese yen by 0.23%. Certainly, the ratification of phase 1 of the US-China trade deal has left equities breathing a sigh of relief, but there's a long way to go, especially when there are domestic issues in the UK.
Absolutely. Thank you for those updates. Juliana, enjoy the rest of the day.